Well, here's a look at the market through the eyes of E-mini Day Trader for Tuesday, Feb 9th, 2010. We always like to start our analysis of the market with the use of the market profiles. So what we're looking at here is today's profile right there, and this is yesterday's. So this also includes the Globex session of the overnight session, and that's in the red here. Also, each profile consists of a lettered market profile and a volume profile, its corresponding volume profile. So you can see that the market here did have a nice run up to our resistance, which we had said was at 77. It hit it right on the dot, and did back off pretty good from that point, closing down here at around 67, approximately a 10-point drop. So that kind of a drop like that really does suggest that a test of today's low, which would be the next support area down around 58, would be an area to look at going into tomorrow for potential support, although we still think the down auction is intact. And also up in here around 72, 73 is also a light area of resistance as well. So we've got some support here, some resistance up here, and then again up here as we did before. We still think that the down auction is in place. We also like to take a look at the individual daily profiles. So these are the day session only, market profile and volume profile. We also use them to help us gauge the condition of the market and the degree of strength of either the buyers or the sellers in the sense of whether or not we really do believe that there's a strong directional bias either up or down. As far as our trades were concerned today, it was a very hectic day, and you can see here by the market how volatile it was. It started out relatively quiet, only had about a 3.5-4 point range to start the day like that, but then apparently there was news that came out. You can see, by the way, the initial resistance we had was around the 69 area. You can see it hit at 68.75 here and 70 up here early in the day in the down auction. Right around this time frame, though, there was a rumor released that Germany and the Eurozone was going to help out Greece with their debt problem, so the market had a strong rally up. And then when some spokesperson apparently from Germany came forward and said, well, it's not true, there's nothing like that going on or being discussed, then all of a sudden this market just had a huge drop, very unexpected, and it dropped something like 7 points in a minute. So it was, you obviously can't really plan for stuff like that when they start spreading these rumors and all the speculation and so forth in that manner. There's always rumor and speculation, but not to that degree. But at any rate, looking at the actual trades that we had today, we had a trade, for example, our first trade down here was our first two trades were short trades, and the first trade was really nice. It caught this down move here when we got short here, so it caught this down auction here. We also had a simultaneous order to get short in here. It didn't bounce up to it, so unfortunately we got short later here and were stopped out on that trade. So that was the first and then the second. We had a third trade in here to get long, although it turned out to be a break-even trade. And so, that's just kind of how it goes. We did have a long trade on a pullback to here for the fourth trade of the day, which turned out to be our best trade. We were able to stay on board all the way up to the top, and so had a very good profit on that as it rallied 8.5 points in our favor. So easily hitting our first two objectives, and a 5.5 point gain on the final partial on that trade. So as the market moved forward, we actually got stopped out a couple occasions as the market came down here. So trade 5 and 6 were stopped out, and we rarely get stopped out twice in a row, but in these kind of circumstances, it happened to us today. I think it's been about a year since we got stopped out on two trades in a row like that. But we got right back in there and had a nice short trade here, which was our seventh trade of the day, and that one worked out pretty nicely. It came down easily, hitting our first two objectives, so it worked out well. We had one other trade late in the day over in here, and it was a short trade, trade number 8, and it worked out nicely. It hit our first two objectives. So we still ended up positive on the day, even though we were stopped out on 3 trades. So our other 5 trades were doing nicely for us. So it's just kind of one of those days that is so volatile that it's when you're trading the specific trade types in a very robotic way, as I have described here. Because what really happens, for example, the second trade right here, most of our traders would not have taken that trade because this was really a combined trade here that triggered just 1 minute after. And so they really would have considered this as one trade and not taken this, which was a stop out. So, this is the kind of thing that you can do once you learn the trading system and how we use it, and how we view the market and make sense of the market, and how it ties in with our trades. So that's why a lot of our traders, of course, end up by doing much better than our system trades once they get onto the system. So that's really what we're looking at for the market tomorrow. We still think it's in the down auction with those reference areas I mentioned at the beginning of the video. So any questions or comments, please get a hold of us at info@eminidaytrader.com or give us a call. Our number's on the website. Thanks a lot for viewing the video, and we will see you again tomorrow.